How have you been? Good?
Good.
Now, I notice you have, a lot of times when people have this much music, they'll have like a double CD or something.
All right.
But you have released 2 separate CDs.
They're separate, yeah.
And what is the strategy behind that?
Well, now, if it was a good idea, I guess I'll take credit for it. And if it turns out not to be a good idea, I guess I'll blame it on somebody else.
Well, that's good. That's the American way.
Isn't it? Yeah.
But I wonder, will there be a possibility, people will say, oh, I'll take this Tom Waits album and not that Tom Waits album, and one might do better than the other, whereas if they were together, everybody wins.
I think you should get both, myself.
Oh, you think you should get both?
I think you should. You know.
Is there a different musical theme to each one?
Both are completely unique and different from each other. But we had a lot of dough, and we figured we'd make.
Why not? So it's like putting out 2 books. They're both completely separate.
Exactly.
They don't necessarily complement one another, but stand on their own individually.
Thank you so much.
You're quite welcome. Well, that's just fantastic. Family good? How's the family?
Family's great.
Good.
You know, I do field trips now. I drive on field trips. I don't know. The children seem to like me as a driver.
Well, that's important. That's key.
I have a lot of room in the car, and I take the turns really fast. I scream.
They find that entertaining?
They love that. The radio's on full blast.
And what kind of places do you go on your field trips?
Well, you know, the most interesting one was that we took all these kids, now I'm talking about 30 kids, to a music store. And I figured, well, okay, I'll drive on that. And then we got there, and I'm kind of standing over by the pianos, and I'm thinking, well, I'm going to get recognized any minute now. And then I decided to move over by the percussion, and found an interesting lighting situation.
You're ready to go.
I'm ready for Aren't You That Guy? Nothing.
Really?
I went over by the guitars, and I waited. Nothing. I was a little let down.
Yeah, I would think so.
A week later, they asked me to drive on another field trip. This time they're going to the dump. It's recycling and all that.
Sure. Yeah.
12 guys surrounded my car.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Everybody knows me.
Yeah.
At the dump.
Well, sure. Why don't you I'm curious about early jobs for you, what they were like, what kind of places you started in, and memorable, interesting experiences that you had?
Well, you know, when you're the opening act for large groups, sometimes you feel like a rectal thermometer. You're going out there.
Well, I'll take your word for that.
Well, you're taking the temperature of the audience. Sorry.
I understand.
So you get used to being in that position.
Yeah.
But actually, one of the most interesting was Buffalo Bob that I opened for.
For Howdy Doody, Buffalo Bob?
The same guy.
Wow.
He was making a big comeback. He was working matinees in small clubs, and there we were, me and Bob.
But would people recognize him at the dump? I don't think so.
I don't know.